The answer is they're stupid.
On Twitter for a very stupid take. They claim that all white people are racist with no exceptions.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's get popping, dude. Another like random TikTok radlib who says white people are racist or whatever, or is doing like some Ibram Kendi shit that people are going to misconstrue.
Just by being born white, you are somehow evil and you should spend your entire life atoning for your sins. Now, I went to their TikTok just to check if this was like a one-off video. Maybe they were really drunk one day, right? But apparently this is their entire personality. Every video is pretty much hating on people who've done nothing wrong and making them feel really horrible about themselves, while simultaneously...
This is a very weird Nick is not green take. Oh, come on, dude. I mean, how are you going to do Nick like that? That is fucked up, bro. That's so fucked up, chatter. Jesus Christ. Yo, come on. Nick is that dude, okay? He's that guy.
Looking like a flaming hot Cheeto. So let's take a look. Sorry about the watermark. The original video was just deleted.
I'm feeling spicy, so here's my hot take of the day. All white people are racist.
Oh, it's from Libs of TikTok. He sources from Libs of TikTok. Nice. Nick is not green from Walmart. Yeah. Dude. Bro, there is no planet in which you look at a person who's dressed like this and go, well, let me get some sound opinions that I can generalize about an entire group of people. Like that's it. They're already signaling to you that you're going to see some shit that you might not agree with. He said he had to get it from there because the original one was deleted. Yeah. This person's going to grow up and they're going to probably going to have different perspectives or figure out a way to better communicate their ideas, because like their ideas are probably not like completely wrong. But it's just like insane to just do this kind of thing.
Every single last one of them, all of them are racist. And I don't mean that to say like every single individual white person, if I talk to you, you would have some kind of racist ideology. I'm saying that as a white person, you uphold a system of racism by literally just being white. I believe.
Oh, I hate this take so much. It's so stupid. It's just like, stop saying based. Shut up. It's like biological essentialism, but woke, dude. But do it woke like, okay? Like, yeah, you just like immediately uphold the white supremacy by existing. Defend yourself now. Yeah, I'm racist, so I will not be doing that. I don't give a fuck. It's just it's so stupid. It is so profoundly fucking stupid. Okay, and there is a brand of like white person that fucking agrees with this shit. You really became Hank Law? Yeah.
If you're not spending your literal entire life dismantling racism, then you're contributing to its continuation.
So you're telling me that...
Like, what? Oh my God, I was so right. Okay. Every single thing that she said is technically not incorrect, but delivered in the spiciest fucking way that you can. Okay? Like, the idea that you can either be racist or anti-racist and actively work against dismantling racist structures is correct. Okay? Is correct. Yeah, that part is not wrong. Okay? But there is an infinitely better way to, like, deliver this information rather than just being like, when you're existing as a white person in society, you're immediately fucking defending and upholding white supremacy.
That just because somebody was born a certain race or a certain skin color, which is completely out of their control, by the way, they should...
You have to be an activist not to be racist? No, you don't have to be an activist. But like what that means is, one, learning and understanding racial dynamics and racial oppression and not turning a blind eye to it, checking your friends every now and then if they're like behaving out of pocket. That sort of thing is not being a fucking activist, okay? I'm not saying go take it to the fucking streets and fight for it, okay? Just be normal. Just be normal. That's my take. Treat every single person like you would want to be treated. It's like a pretty basic fucking perspective, okay? Oh my God, bro, please go back to socialism. That jump was too quick. Yeah, I know. It's such a big jump. It's such a big fucking jump. That's not quite what she said, lol. Well, fuck this guy, but also she's like being fucking aggressive as well. You uphold a system of racism by literally just being white is just like rad-libbed up.
White. I believe if you're not spending your literal entire life dismantling racism,
Like spend your literal entire life dismantling racism is insane. Okay, what the fuck is that? I hate this. I hate this because like it's just straight up fucking rage bait. Okay, it's rage bait. It's literally what you're doing though. She's right though. It's literally what you're doing though. Yeah, and I'm racist. So what does that say to you? You know what I mean? South Yemeni Marxist. Exactly. Yeah, think about that, bitch. Boom, got him. Oh god, I fucking hate this shit. Murat! Kapı! Ne olur çabuk. Sorry, I had to get Murat to get the door.
then you're contributing to its continuation.
So you're telling me that just because somebody was born a certain race or a certain skin color, which is completely out of their control, by the way, they should spend their entire life obsessing over race, kind of like you do, as if they've done something individually bad? Yeah, I think you're straight out the loony bin. I don't know what it is with the old colored hair and nose ring.
This dude is a Trash Taste plushie in the back. Yeah, this dude's going to be real pissed when I'm on Trash Taste. My episode, when that drops, is going to be like, I fucking hate Trash Taste now. It's changed. So, this sucks. It sucks because it's like a bit hysterical. The energy is not in the incorrect place, but it's going to get picked apart. It's like designed to be picked apart by fucking dudes like this, who will just be like, oh my God, I'm going to defend white people because this person is crazy. Okay, but no way is this dude making fun of someone else's looks. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to say anything, but that is pretty funny. Like, you know, objectively speaking, while she does have like a unique sense of style, I would go so far as to say that she is at least upholding aesthetic principles infinitely better than this fucking guy. So I don't know where that's coming from. You know what I mean? Like, that's an odd thing to fucking say. This is taking critical race theory and using it to such a degree that it just loses the plot. Yeah. It's just like, I hate when people who are ostensibly on the right side of politics will turn around and fucking become the cartoonish depiction that the right presents the left as.
I don't know what it is with the old colored hair and nose ring. It's like a 9 out of 10 chance at this point. Like, I'm not even making up these statistics. Like, actually, there seems to be some bizarre correlation here. I'm really sorry if you're like a normal person who just wanted to dye your hair or like kind of look cool, maybe look like an anime character. It's kind of been ruined by these people. Also, spoiler, judging an entire race just by their skin color, an attribute they can't change anyways, is...
It's not even a judgment. Like, this person is wrong because they're going overboard. Okay, with their sentiment, they're going overboard. But also, does this guy not have a fucking like? I don't get it. Does he not own a mirror? Like, what's happening? Why is he doing this? I don't understand why he's doing this. Like, I would never, let me tell you something, okay? I shit on people's looks all the time, and it's really fucked up. It's probably one of my worst aspects. It's very shallow. It's very vain. It's very fucking shitty. I do it all the time. But at least I own a mirror. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I would not. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't ever fucking talk about like appearances. You know what I mean? Because then it kind of brings the criticism back to you, you know? And my dog, you are not looking too great in that combo. You know what I mean? Like, it's not great. He's white knighting to try and get some Candace Owens money. Yeah, but we don't consider that white knighting because he's doing it on like a center right perspective. So that's actually good. That's honest. Just like when you're edgy and sometimes racist, you're truthful and real. But when you're doing it on the left side, then you're disingenuous and just saying things so that people listen to you and like you. Remember that. White knighting cannot be done towards reactionary values. Majority of the people that participate in American politics are just the same cultural reflection from different mirrors, just suburbanites picking between two different sets of anxieties. Is a good take. Dude, you aren't even wrong on this. Just like Asma says, as soon as you go for how people look is free game. Yeah. Crazy. Anyway, let's continue.
Is drum roll please,
racist.
And people get so like whenever like I say,
yeah, dude, if you talk about white supremacy in any way, which this person is doing in a way that is exaggerated, embellished, and will subject them to a fuckload of scrutiny. Is it deserved scrutiny? Not necessarily. This person is just young. They will 100% grow out of this and become, a little bit more normal with their attitude, with their takes. Okay. However, in the process, people are just going to fucking be insane and say, wow, it's racist that you're saying these things. When in fact, if the language that she chose to utilize in this circumstance was a little bit more understandable, maybe less people would yell at them. Except I do that all the time, and then people still yell at me and say I'm an anti-white racist, even though I am white myself. So that's odd, but let's continue.
like people are racist, like why is it such a big deal? Like, yes, you're racist. Like, okay, we've established that. Now what are you gonna do to change it?
Apparently just be born another race, because it seems like that's your—
Come on, dude, being young is such a cop-out? No, it's not. Fuck you mean? If it's not a cop-out for fucking dumbass right-wingers who I also believe can change, why would it be a cop-out for the left? It's the same principle I hold. You could be a right-winger and have idiotic fucking takes and incredibly reactionary, and then grow out of those politics. It's at the heart of everything I advocate for. And it's the same for rad libs who say, crazy, unhinged shit. What is this? Or pull off an Ollie London?
Only option if you're white. Because you said it's something you are regardless of your actions, so I don't know what they're supposed to do. So apparently you can be a white person just living a normal life, treating people with respect and treating people equally, but you're still racist because this person said so. Also, it is a big deal because that is a horrible label. I mean, nobody wants to be labeled as racist, especially if they didn't do anything wrong. I think you actually have to show some evidence of someone being racist or doing a racist action. If you just start calling innocent people racist, then you kind of dilute the meaning of the word entirely. And you can only kind of say this stuff when you're incredibly, incredibly privileged, because how is it you, someone who's so oppressed, is able to comfortably just say that an entire race is racist, just by existing? Surely you don't.
He's being like, if society was really racist, you'd be hanging from the rafters, like, which is not a take I would expect from, I assume he's, is he Asian? Is he Indian? I don't know what's going on there. Like, he's not white. So that's an odd thing to say because, if they were hanging motherfuckers off the rafters, like, you would also not be doing well. I don't know which team you think you're on. Once again, it's not the white team, okay? I barely make the motherfucking cut. I think I make the cut every time I have this conversation. Motherfuckers go, no, you're not. Your name is Hasan. I am white, okay? I'm white. You're not. The fuck are you doing? Why is it that dudes always do this shit on YouTube, Luke? Holy fuck. What, guys, stop fucking around in the chat.
Don't have any privilege just being able to say what you're saying. I mean, imagine a white person saying all black people or all brown people are X bad quality. Wouldn't that be racist?
Racism refers to power and race. If you are the powerful race in a society, then you're racist. Like, I just don't understand why it's so taboo.
Ugh, it's so fucking cringe, dude. It's so cringe. I keep like, whoever is on my screen, I just get so mad at. Like, ay. It is so, this entire thing is just such a fucking mess. I just don't, at least one side I like don't agree with, but it can be a little bit more charitable towards, because they're talking about like the underlying concepts that they are doing a horrible job describing are not incorrect, even though they are actually taking it to a level where it becomes totally incorrect. This is why I say not everyone needs to be an activist / educator. Like, go read a book, both of you. Yeah. Two motherfuckers are having a cringe off. Yeah, straight up. On two opposing sides of the political spectrum. It's like they're having a cringe off. Her foundation isn't wrong, but her messaging is terrible. Yeah, because she didn't do the fucking reading. Okay? I can't believe I'm saying this, but like, that's it. She doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. She learned everything off of TikTok, and now she's just like repeating. She's playing a game of telephone with concepts that she hasn't read about, really, or with concepts that she hasn't fully grasped. And she's understandably angry, okay? Being black in America will do that to you. That's fine. But like, you're angry, and now you're just like fucking saying stuff that is, coming across unhinged and will be made a mockery of by weird fucking right-wingers and those who want to be on Team White. You're taking it from a perspective of being kind to people, and marginalized people want to express rage. I know, but like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The moment that you fucking propagandize your perspective, you're doing propaganda. You could do good propaganda. You could do bad propaganda. She's doing bad propaganda. Okay? That's it. All of your takes lack empathy. That's interesting because I empathize with both of these individuals on my screen. They are two sides of the same coin of white supremacy, ironically. So that is, we're watching both of the different aspects of a heavily racialized society and its outcomes. I, on the regular, watch his content. Just let him cook. He's not Team White. Wait, really?
Let's talk about it. Let's accept it so that we can work towards changing it. We're never going to get anywhere if people won't just acknowledge it in the first place.
Here's probably the biggest shocking fact that you will ever hear in your entire life. The world is actually bigger than America. I don't know where this absolute...
Wrong. Okay, this part I don't agree with. Wrong. That's not true. Let me tell you, I grew up in Turkey for 18 years of my life before I came to the United States of America, and you are wrong. Let me show you why. Here. When Vladimir Putin, who's supposed to be a representative of the multipolarity, is talking about J.K. Rowling, a British TERF, and cancel culture, that means the world is just America. America's cultural power transcends its borders. Okay? When you got the Russian embassy of Uganda celebrating the abolition of woke culture on their Twitter account, an American institution again, owned by an American billionaire, well, South African, now American billionaire. Multipolarity is just reduced to nothing. We dictate culture. The world is American. Every part of the world is American. You, my friend, are, again, I don't know, of Asian descent, speaking the king's language. Why the fuck or how the fuck did that happen? As you sit there and say, the world is not America. In many respects, the world is America. When you got the motherfucking K-pop stars wearing QAnon t-shirts, the world is America. Okay? When you got even the other side of the multipolarity, like Hells Bolsonaro is pointing to here, celebrating African countries standing firm to protect traditional values from the Twitter app's Russian embassy in Kenya account, you got no multipolarity, you got no personal culture, you got no dog in the fight. Neoliberalism turns everything into one monoculture. That's it. It's American capitalist neoliberal hegemonic culture. Bro, you shitting pants right now? It's just small parts which are not affecting culture of country and majority. You are wrong. Okay? You are fucking wrong. Every aspect of global culture is neoliberal monoculture. Okay? It's being sold and repackaged. When you think about like Iranian opposition, you're still literally talking about a culture now that is dominated by American culture, or rather, standing firmly against it. That's the point. Everything on the fucking planet right now is either whatever the neoliberal monoculture is or standing firmly against it in the form of like promoting traditional values. You can't tell me that the world is not dominated by American culture and it's not just American culture without looking at the Taliban, who now has a PR team, as you guys were correctly pointing out in the chat, who are wearing skin-tight Oakleys and American tactical gear. Those motherfuckers were living in a cave like not that long ago. 6 months ago, those motherfuckers had flip-flops on, living in a goddamn cave. Now they're talking about how they hate having a desk job. Get the fuck out of here. I had a friend in Slovakia complaining about woke people. Bro, people in Turkey talk about woke culture. It's like, bro, you got a whole different set of issues to worry about. What the fuck do you mean woke culture? The fuck do you know about woke culture, bro? You got Erdogan. What are you talking about? That's it. Let's continue.
God complex comes from, where they think they're the only living beings in the entire universe. For some reason, they are just unable to grasp that locations actually exist outside the United States. I mean, like, I don't know, go to Asia or something, a much larger continent, and white people are no longer the majority there. I mean, in some places, you literally have to go...
Dude, you cannot literally be an Asian man in the United States of America speaking English and act like Asia has not been almost universally dominated by Western colonial superpowers. What is happening to YouTubers? What is happening? What the fuck is this is the second Asian YouTuber I'm watching, Asian American YouTuber I'm watching that is doing this like we got to defend white people at all cost shit. What the fuck? He just said that Asia doesn't have white people. Also, yeah, I'm fucking white and I'm from Asia. What is that? He makes a really good point. The majority in China are ethnically Chinese, so racism doesn't exist in America. Fivehead, yeah.
Go through an entire country just to spot a single white person. You know what? Just for argument's sake, let's just say no other place exists other than America, right? Because you clearly live in fantasy land over here. So you can argue that, okay, this white guy who's like this random billionaire will obviously be a million times more privileged than you. But what about Joe down the street? What about that white guy that works at McDonald's for minimum...
Oh, my Lord. Okay. This is a gross, perhaps deliberate, but maybe not in his case, deliberate misunderstanding of intersectionality. Class politics transcends racial dynamics. That's why I always say Oprah motherfucking Winfrey has infinitely more privilege than a random white homeless person. Okay? Because Oprah Winfrey is a billionaire. Oprah Winfrey is a part of the owner class. Okay? She is bourgeois. She owns capital. That's it. Nobody would ever make that argument. When we talk about race, we're talking about members in the working class. If you want to use neoliberal verbiage for it, okay, you can say middle class. We're talking about middle class black Americans versus middle class white Americans. We're talking about working poor white Americans versus working poor black Americans. And in some circumstances... Okay, or in a lot of circumstances, statistically speaking, the black Americans are going to lead to worse educational opportunities and financial circumstances overall, because race is a factor in that moment. Race plays a role in that. The history of black people in this country plays a role in that. Okay?
Minimum wage, who can barely afford rent, his mom is dying of cancer or something, and he's barely getting by. Are you really gonna call him extremely...
Yeah, minorities can't be oppressed as white people work at McDonald's is a fucking incredible take.
Privileged and racist for existing? God damn, the Cheeto dust seems to really have gone to your head. She reminds me of like an opposite Sneeko, you know, completely opposite views, but equally loony, just in the opposite direction.
Yeah, except the difference is like Sneeko is a fucking white supremacist, and this person is just like, you know, this person is just basically a fucking emotional person making an emotional argument about issues where the underlying principles are not completely incorrect. That's an insane assertion. saying that that person is equivalent to Sneeko is wild. God, I hate fucking people who just think they're centrist. I want to shake them.
Now, for some reason, they made another video clarifying that it's actually okay to be racist. It's not a bad thing. So stop getting offended that I'm calling an entire race racist, guys. It's okay.
People think that being called a racist is synonymous with being called a bad person.
Probably because it is. That's like calling someone a serial killer and being like, don't get mad if you didn't actually kill any people. It's a horrible label to be associated with.
I never said that people are bad people because they're racist. I said they're racist. You very well can be a good person and be racist.
What kind of mental gymnastics is going on here? I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess you can be a good person and be racist in some extremely minute scenarios. Like, I don't know, I guess my grandma might probably be a little racist because, I don't know, lots of stereotypes or something, but she's lovely, obviously, so maybe you have a slight point there, but that doesn't apply to most people. Usually someone who's explicitly racist is probably a horrible person, and most people, like, I don't know, a boomer grandma.
Not understanding that calling someone racist is going to make them mad is anti-praxis. You won't be able to convince me she's just young on this issue. No, I mean, the reason why I'm saying she's young is because, like, she is, and because she is, she's talking about touchy subjects that people hate hearing, okay? Especially because what she is talking about is true. Like, the underlying principles behind white supremacy and its impacts are not incorrect. But she's popping off in a way, especially when so many people are going to be uncharitable to her. She's popping off in a way that makes it super easy for people to yell at her. Okay? Racism has gotten too much secondary connotation. People just react to the word. Her message is lazy, low effort pop off that turns more people into enemies than allies. A net negative, no question. It's coming from a place of hurt in many respects as well. So, you know, that's what I mean. It's just like, it's just make up your own fucking mind. Do a little bit of reading about these concepts instead of like feeling confident and in your opinion now that you found like a easily dismissible person. People do that all the time. People are going to do that to me. They do it to me all the fucking time too. They like very deliberately misunderstand what I'm saying every single time I talk about white people. Made it sound like there doesn't exist cultures outside of America. Of course, there are an insane amount of non-American cultures in the world, dude. Yes, no shit, brother. I'm from non-American culture. Okay? What I'm referencing in this circumstance is American cultural imperialism and how pervasive and how successful it's been in dominating the fucking planet.
Might be racist out of like ignorance or not knowing too much about it or just different times and different ages, but something tells me you're not talking about grandma here.
My perspective is this. People are going to willingly misinterpret what you're saying anyway. If you understand that we live under a white supremacist system, okay? If you understand that we live under a white supremacist system, which you should understand, right? You know that people are victim to that white supremacist racialized propaganda. So you should understand that when you're talking about that sort of thing, when you pop off in a way where you're like, I'm right all the time, my interlocutors are wrong all the time, and they're all racist, and it's like and you make even like a bioessentialist argument, no one is going to take what you're saying seriously. And if, as a matter of fact, they're going to weaponize that against you and belittle your point. Not only that, though, even if you actually describe your positions carefully, people are still going to make sure that they bully you into submission. Okay? That's it. The moment that you start talking about this sort of stuff, even if you choose your words carefully, people are still going to be like, nah, dog, fuck you. They do that to me all the goddamn time. They're like, Hasan is so incredibly anti-white racist. Like, I obviously benefit from being white, so it makes it a little bit more laughable whenever people say shit like that. But regardless, like, I choose my words very deliberately and very carefully whenever I talk about this issue, and yet still I got motherfuckers chirping at me nonstop. Okay? You can't do that. For those who might say this is tone policing, what's the counter to that? I mean, in some respects, I think this is tone policing, but it's valid tone policing. Sometimes you gotta look at people who at least have like the right ideas but are popping off in the wrong ways and say, hey, you know, I get that this is an emotional issue, but like there's a better way to conduct yourself. Because she's not a random person in this point, right? The moment that she puts this video out there and it goes viral, she's now a propagandist. A good one, or it's supposed to be on the good side, I guess. She's not a good propagandist, she's a very bad one. But that's it. And a lot of people can't comprehend that. In that way, what she's doing right now is no different than what I'm doing. Okay? I choose my words carefully, except for when you just don't. Fair. There are instances where I get very angry and very passionate and pop the fuck off. You aren't incorrect on that. Anyway.
There are a lot of good people who are racist because these ideologies that are placed into you are exactly that, placed into you, conditioned into you, because we live in a sick and sad society. So of course you're going to have ideas that are sick and sad. People immediately hear racism, and since that contrasts with their idea of who they are in their head, which is a good person, they jump to defend it. There is nothing to defend.
They're allowed to pop off and not cater to the whole. I mean, you're not catering to anyone in that situation then. You're just yelling at an audience that you hope is a hug box. That's it.
Can be racist.
Yeah, I think some of the hair dye must have seeped into your brain cells over there. Maybe one of those nose rings got lodged into your prefrontal cortex or something. Now you're just talking crazy, okay? And I love how you've actually embraced the hot.
What did she say that was bad? No, this part wasn't actually bad. Dude, you are just lucky. You are very correct on that. I am a profoundly lucky individual, of course. I'm a fucking Twitch streamer on a video game streaming platform that happens to speak about politics for 8 fucking hours every goddamn day and is one of the largest content creators on the platform. Yes, there is an unimaginable amount of luck. You can say the most insane shit and nobody cares. Nobody wants to give you clout. What? So no matter how racist, unhinged moron you are, I wish that was the case. Nobody's going to mention you. How did you find this account? Did you just like randomly stumble upon it? Oh, don't ban him. Because a certain content creator was just saying this and it's all over Reddit. So pop the fuck out with your racist, unhinged Bolshevik garbage. I'm going to go ahead and assume that someone geared you into coming in here with a sock account that you created yesterday to write this kind of shit. Which implies that, no, a lot of people actually love writing unhinged screeds about me. Bolshevik is such a funny term. No, we all know that's true. What's true? I don't know if you know this, but, you know, I wish that more of these people wouldn't fucking write unhinged shit about me online. Let's finish this video.
With their idea of who they are in their head, which is a good person, they jump to defend it. There is nothing to defend. You can be racist.
Yeah, I think some of the hair dye must have seeped into your.
I fucking missed everything that she was saying. Like I'm just like losing it because I got derailed. I'm gonna look at the transcript real quick. Wait, how the fuck do I find the transcript on this thing? There are a lot of good people who are racist because these ideologies are placed in the condition because we live in a sick. Yeah, she's saying that. I mean, she's doing she's saying the same thing that I say all the time. Certain someone is live saying your name and talking to Train and it's filtering to you just a normal Thursday. Oh, irony that this guy came in here. Ironic that this guy came in here to say nobody actually talks about you. Literally, while someone was talking about me, he got excited to come in here and write some shit. That's funny. Well, anyway. But yeah, as I was saying, as we were talking about before I got briefly and rudely interrupted, this part of the conversation is not wrong. She's saying that good people are still conditioned by social norms. Okay, people are conditioned by social learning to behave in the ways that they do, and it's not their fault for churning out racist shit. But if you recognize that we are a product of white supremacist systems, then you should also recognize that the best way to cut any kind of agitated propaganda in this regard would be not to be like, everyone's racist, you're racist. But like, actually, it's not that bad to be racist. You know what I mean? What is this? End your pathetic live chat or do it. Don't fucking do that. I hate when people pop off like that.
A lot of good people who are racist, because these ideologies that are placed into you are exactly that, placed into, conditioned into, because we live in a sick and sad society. So of course you're going to have ideas that are sick and sad. People immediately hear racism, and since that contrasts with their idea of who they are in their head, which is a good person, they jump to defend it. There is nothing to defend. You can be racist.
Yeah, I think some of the hair dye must have seeped into your brain cells over there. Maybe one of those nose rings got lodged into your prefrontal cortex or something. Now you're just talking crazy, okay? And I love how you've actually embraced the hot Cheeto look with that red outfit. I applaud the effort.
People are racist. Pretty much everyone is racist. Our curriculum, everything that we see, our media, it's all racist. So of course you're going to have that in your head.
Okay, I can definitely agree that there's a lot of like hidden racism in society for sure. Like if you start looking into certain things, it does get a little bit sad.
Okay, so this dude is not like a total fucking goober, right? Like, thank God. Jesus Christ. I mean, it took him like 6 minutes and 47 seconds to recognize that. I hope that it's not just a way to like, you know, hit a hard butt.
Sad, but I don't think you have to hold a gun to the head of people who had nothing to do with the problem in the first place, and by virtue of them just existing in this world. I mean, imagine if you just randomly started hating Doritos, right? I think that would be pretty racist of you, being a Cheeto, right? So I think Doritos and Cheetos can live in harmony without actually stepping on each other's toes. And sure, some of us may have extra cheese, a little more cheese than the other, but it doesn't change the fact that we're all chips, you know? Some people prefer Doritos, some people prefer Cheetos. It doesn't make them racist.
It's literally just society conditioned really bad ideas into your head, and you're unaware that you're perpetuating them. It's not your fault that the ideas were placed into you, but it now is your burden to undo them, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, that's all you're saying. By the way, all white people.
Yeah, okay, this entire video was just like him recognizing that like what she's saying is not wrong. It's just the way that she's saying it, and then calling her a Cheeto head over and over again. Weird video overall. Wish you guys hadn't sent this to me. Yeah, I mean, it's odd because I do agree with that assessment. If we're going to be super incredibly reductive, yes, I agree that ultimately she's not wrong about the systems and how it produces the attitudes that a lot of people have and internalize without even recognizing it, and also that. You know, her optics were not great in the circumstance, because the first video that she put out there that got clapped up by Libs of TikTok, who is a pathetic pervert who literally looks for rage bait videos like this, okay, and blows it the fuck up, is, you know, is going to weaponize things like that.
People are racist. That's clearly not all you're saying, okay? This condescending attitude, acting as if you're just superior to everyone and you gotta dumb it down to our level to explain to us.
Yeah, also she is nowhere near comparable to fucking Sneeko for that take.
So frustrating. If I had a suggestion, I'd say wipe off the Cheeto dust, maybe dye your hair black again. I hear that gets rid of the crazy. Click
this guy will 100% make a react video to you reacting. He's that type of creator. Maybe it was him who sent it to me. I don't know. I mean, I don't think this dude is like super irredeemable. At least he like recognizes that like, you know, there's value to what she was saying. But who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong, and he'll turn around and say that I react to YouTube videos without being there or whatever the fuck, and say that I'm like, you know, like a bad guy or something. I don't fucking know. This person said you do tend to blindly defend those who you perceive to be on your side and attack those in the out group. I agree with you, but ultimately this causes more bad than it would be good. Yeah, that's why I spent the entire video literally criticizing the girl that is supposed to be on my side, and then spent the end of the video being as understanding as possible to the person who was being critical to the girl that is supposed to be on my side. That's why I think I did that, right? Like the video that I was watching and responding to when you wrote this comment is exactly the opposite of what your comment was. He said, you're allowed to say both are wrong in an argument, which is what I did say. I did say that. So this is another particular instance where you agree with me, okay? You're just conditioned, I suspect, into thinking that I'm wrong in this. You really didn't do that in this case, in my opinion. What do you mean? Centrists, man. You were good in covering both sides, but you certainly started off harder on him than you needed to. I mean, he came out of the gate swinging, saying that this girl was like, he had Cheeto dust hair and shit. You know what I mean? And they were both being cringe, which I stand by. I think they were both being cringe, objectively.